You don't notice it all at once. It doesn't announce itself. It shows up quietly. A small strain that used to fade in a few days now stays with you for weeks. A sore shoulder that never fully settles. A knee that mostly recovers but never quite feels the same again. You rest. You're careful. You do everything right. And still, healing feels slow, almost hesitant. At some point, someone says it out loud. Maybe a doctor, maybe a friend, maybe your own inner voice. This is just what happens after 60, but that explanation rarely brings relief. Because it doesn't feel like things are broken. It feels like something has changed in how your body responds. And that feeling is important, because healing doesn't disappear with age. What changes is how the body decides to heal. Healing is not one action. It's not a switch that turns on and off. Healing is a conversation between injured tissue and blood vessels, between immune cells and inflammatory signals, between the nervous system and the local environment. And after 60, that conversation becomes more cautious, not silent, just slower, more deliberate. Think about how a younger body heals. There's urgency. Resources are mobilized quickly. Inflammation rises fast, clears fast, and tissue rebuilds aggressively. But an older body asks different questions first. Is this safe to repair right now? Do we have enough reserve? Will pushing this system create another problem somewhere else? These questions don't stop healing. They slow it down. Not because the body can't repair, but because it has learned to conserve. This is where frustration often turns into self-blame. People start thinking they're doing something wrong, that they've lost discipline, that their body is failing them. But from a biological perspective, something else is happening. The body isn't failing. It's prioritizing stability. And that shift in priorities changes how healing signals are coordinated. Researchers studying aging and tissue repair have become increasingly interested in signaling peptides, molecules that don't force growth or suppress pain, but help tissues communicate during stress and recovery. One of the peptides being explored in this context is called BPC-157. BPC-157 was originally identified in gastric tissue. It's not a hormone. It's not a steroid. It's not a painkiller. It's a small signaling peptide that in laboratory and animal research has been observed interacting with processes involved in tissue repair, inflammation, and blood vessel communication. What makes it interesting is not that it heals tissue directly. It's that it appears to influence how the body organizes the healing process. That distinction matters, especially later in life. As we age, several background changes quietly shape recovery. Blood flow becomes less adaptable. New capillaries form more slowly. Inflammation resolves less cleanly. Immune responses become louder, but less precise. None of this stops healing, but it makes healing inefficient. Like a construction site where everyone shows up, but the instructions are unclear. Work happens, but it takes longer, and sometimes it never fully finishes. In preclinical research, BPC-157 has been studied for its interactions with pathways related to blood vessel formation, nitric oxide signaling, inflammatory modulation, connective tissue repair, gut tissue communication. These findings do not prove clinical benefit in humans. They are not medical advice. And BPC-157 is not FDA approved. But the pattern researchers keep noticing is this: the peptide does not act like a stimulant. It behaves more like a coordinator, as if it helps different systems stay in conversation during repair. This matters more after 60 because healing is no longer just about fixing damage. It's about managing risk. The body has learned that aggressive repair can sometimes create new problems. Scar tissue, chronic inflammation, instability elsewhere. So it becomes careful, and careful healing feels slow. Many people misinterpret this caution as decline, but biologically, it's adaptation. The challenge is that modern life often keeps tissues under constant low-grade stress. Old injuries never fully resolve. Movement becomes guarded. Inflammation never fully clears. The body stays stuck in partial repair, always responding, never completing the cycle. Researchers are not looking for ways to override this system. They're looking for ways to restore coordination. It's important to stay honest. Most BPC-157 research remains preclinical. Human data is limited. Peptides sold online carry real safety risks. Understanding the science does not mean acting on it. This video is about perspective, not prescription. The deeper question isn't whether a peptide can make healing faster. The deeper question is why the body becomes more cautious with repair as it ages and how we can support healing without overwhelming the system. Because healing is not about speed, it's about timing. When signals arrive too aggressively, inflammation dominates. When they arrive too weakly, repair stalls. Balance matters more than force. If you've ever felt surprised by how long recovery takes now, if you've wondered why your body hesitates where it once responded quickly, if you felt disappointed by your own healing, you're not imagining it. And you're not broken. Your body is working under a different set of rules now. If this explanation replaces frustration with understanding, consider staying with this channel. This is a space for calm, honest exploration of aging biology. No hype, no shortcuts, no fear, just clarity. Healing after 60 isn't gone. It's slower because it's wiser, more careful, more selective. And learning how to work with that wisdom rather than fighting it may be the most important shift of all. Your body is still repairing. It's just asking better questions now.